The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the April 4th magnificent Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there had a great weekend. Hope you're having a great day. Let's make sure that we have an extraordinary day. And of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go look at the circumstance of the bulls and the bears, the buyers and the sellers. We're going to go figure out what they're communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in, 877-927-6648. Internationally, 727-445-1044. Let's go ahead and get this show kicked off on this magical Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we have the Dow trading off 19 points at 17,773. S&P is off about 3 points. She's trading out at 2,070, we'll call it. NASDAQ Composite down about 6, trading at 49.09. Russell 2000 off 3 points at 11.14. Gold's off $5, trading at 12.18. Silver down 9 cents. Light sweet crude off 73 pennies. She's trading at 37.46. Leading the charge here to the upside, dollar-wise, you've got Intuitive Surgical up about $18. Edwards Life Sciences up $17. That's up 18% out there. Tesla's up 13%, up nearly 6%. Allergan up about 3%. That's about $9. To the downside, AutoZone leading the charge to the downside off about $14, less than 2%. Priceline is off 14, a little over 1%. You've got Sturm Ruger, the gun company. They're down about 10%. That's about $7 to the downside. So we've got a bit to look at. But first things first out here. Let's, I don't know what those first things first are. I never do when we start the show. It's just kind of like, okay, where do we want to go? I think where we should go, and just trying to understand what's going on today, and our apologies for not being able to be with you on Friday. Friday was a nice fireworks day. Just a huge move off of the lows that came in. And you might say, well, how did those lows even occur? Well, here's the ES Mini, just as an example. Well, actually, let me do this. It's really a combination of charts that were giving that bottoming signal. If you were inside the Tiger's Den, I was posting this live as I was stepping in front of that trade with the market coming off of the bottom here. And inside the NQ, that's what we're looking at right now. We had two of our favorite patterns move out here to identify a bottom. And that's where price was moving lower, doing a less relative weakness out here. And at the same time that it was doing that, it's off the high at about 10:30 in the morning from March the 30th out here. You can see it made that wonderful seventh inning stretch. Hey, how about that? Baseball season has started. So there's all kinds of seventh inning stretches going on all over the place. We look for them in our stock chart out here. So you got the nice reversal signal inside of the NQ. The NQ was very strong, and that ran price all the way up into about the time frame here last night at about 11:30 at night was when we started to see the same type of pattern that had formed that bottom last Friday. We started to see that type of topping scenario form. We actually got a nice little confirmation here at about 6 o'clock this morning. Nice little shooting star, looks like close to a shooting star, then an evening star. Evening star, the difference between the two shooting stars, one candle. Evening star is going to be 3 or more candles out there. But you got the reversal signals inside of the ES Mini. It's a 30-minute chart. Well, I'm sorry, my apologies. We're looking at the NQ out here. So we're looking at the NQ, and on a 30-minute basis, provide the exact same pattern at the top that it did at the bottom. We've since seen a bit of a sell-off out here, and then the market has bounced back. Now, we don't know at this stage here whether this is trying to form an A to B equals CD to the upside or to the downside. If it's the upside, it's a doozy. If it's to the downside, it could actually be, well, we'll go measure it, but it looks to me visually like it could be a 0.786 Gartley buy pattern. But we'll go take a look at what's going. In fact, let's just switch over right now and take a look at that, because it really is with the market here that's not doing a whole lot, just kind of chopping sideways. It is these intraday patterns that are helping you and I. In fact, if we take a look at the ES Mini here real quick, you'll see the same type of top out here that formed this morning, right? Price moving higher, doing with less weakness out here. We wait for the cavalry to show up. They show up. We see price get below one of our TAS market profiles. It's the 30-minute out here. Prices move lower. Now we've got support, potential support out here at the 2058 level inside of the ES Mini. Now, let's go back and take, with regard to what the market may or may not be doing out here. We're looking at the 30-minute charts out here. Now, why do I say may or may not? I don't know exactly where the market, well, I can give an indication of where I believe the market is going, which I'll do. But first, these are the 30-minute charts out here for all four of our equity futures contracts. So the upper left-hand corner is the S&P, the ES Mini. What we can see is from the low of Friday to the high of last night and to the retracement that we've seen, only a 0.382 retracement. So on the ES Mini, remember I said this could either be an A to B equals CD to the upside, or we could be forming, or it could be forming perhaps a Gartley sell pattern. What would that look like? That would require the lows of today to be taken out, which would then go ahead and set up the A to B equals CD pattern. Let's go take a look at it. You know what I need to do out here? I need to, let me hide this. Yeah, hide. There we go. Now this ought to work fine. Make it easier for me to draw in the potential downside A to B equals CD. Now we'll go back and turn it on. So we can see in this case here, the 1-to-1, if in fact the lows of this morning get taken out. It says price in the ES Mini, first target, 2049.75. Second target, 2045.75. Third target, 2040.75. So those become the levels to be paying attention to. If we take a look at retracements, let me go ahead and try to turn that back on here. Is it this one? Yeah, it was that one right there. So we can see right here at the 0.618 retracement level, you've got the convergence of a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside, as well as a 0.618. So that level in the 2049-ish area, and that's what you would be wanting to watch to the downside. Now, if the 2057 level does not get taken out, actually the number is it? It's 2057. Yes. Then what we're looking at is a different A to B equals CD. We're looking at the potential. I may have to turn this off again, but let's see if I can do this. There's your A point. We get our B point out here. It's really right there. Nah, got to turn it off. Son of a gun. There we go. Okay. So here's our B point, and the C point would be the low earlier this morning at about 11:30. And so it could actually be setting up a 1-to-1 to the upside. That gives you price projections of 2093, 2103 as the levels to be taken a look at. And until we see what the ES Mini actually does with the swing point right now that it's trading into, this is the one that took place here between 11 and 11:30. You and I really don't know which way price is going to go out here. But what we can do is prepare for either, right? If the lows get taken out, it's an A to B equals CD to the downside. If the high from 7 o'clock this morning gets taken out, it's an A to B equals CD to the upside. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We'll go take a look at the other 30-minute contracts, get a feel for what they're doing as well. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go back to those 30-minute charts. We looked at the ES Mini. If you're watching this on TigerTV, you see 4 different quadrants on the screen. The upper left is the ES Mini. Upper right is the NQ 30-minute. Lower left is the Dow. Lower right is the Russell 2000. So we can see from the retracement of Friday morning to the high of late last night, early this morning, to the low that we've seen here late this morning. So far, very subtle, very small retracement levels. Inside the NASDAQ, you can see just slightly below the 0.382 retracement level. If we blow up the NASDAQ, and none of these indices are really providing us with the information with regard to what the next move is out here. So, depending on where you're at, in any event, there's nothing that's telling us that I can see at this stage here where the next move is. Inside the NQ, we can see that since it made that, between 38 to 50% retracement, and that was at around between 11 and 11:30. We can see that a new market profile on the 30-minute basis formed out here. Now, this profile, and I had to make these things smaller, my apologies for that, but what we can see here is the point of control, the POC, our TAS market profile, is closer to the support level, which is at 44.99. We're looking at the NQ, by the way. Point of control right around the 45.07 mark. So that says that this should have some really strong support here. If we see it close below 44.99, and then, of course, below the swing point this morning, which was priced at 44.95, then that says you've got a nice A to B equals CD to the downside going. You have a stronger level of support that should hold out here. You break the swing point, says you're going to complete at least an A to B equals a 1-to-1. I would say probably more than a 1-to-1. Likewise, what's the other side? The other side is if sometime during the day, maybe it's not till after the ES Mini starts trading again this evening, but if it takes out the 45.24 level, slight resistance here, and then gets past 45.43, you've got an A to B equals CD to the upside out here. Inside of the Dow, made a 0.382 retracement exactly out here. Really probably to the tick. Let's see. The actual 0.382 retracement would have been 17,644. And the low, son of a gun, 17,644. It's always amazing. Always amazes me when it does it right to the tick. Now, you can also see that the TAS market profile, the red horizontal lines on your screen out here, you can see how really buyers were lined up here. They believe that this level of 17,661, 17,652 is a strong level of support. So if we see a close below that, that tells us this area where there's a strong level of support, that those bulls have just simply run away. They decided to go to the bar early because they're still celebrating from Friday's activity out there. So that's what the 30-minute charts are communicating to you and I. Let's kind of step things up just a bit. Let's dress it up. Let's go to some longer-term charts. Let's go to the daily charts here. See what the daily equity futures contracts are communicating to you and I, and see what their message is. Now, the lower left happens to be the Dow out here. And if we take a look at the Dow, one of the things that we're going to notice is that the green lines out here happen to be the TAS market profiles from a weekly standpoint. And that says the 17,735 level. See how that point of control is closer to the top of that box out there? That says that that is the firing squad for the bears. They're really lined up right there, 17,735. But they could get steamrolled. They could get bulldozed over here if we, in fact, see price get above 17,735. Now, on a daily basis, today's candle, innocuous, doesn't mean anything. Price is running this, some resistance out here. It's pulled back just slightly. You and I looked at that. Only a 0.382 retracement out here. So any close above 17,735, the question would be, where is price going to run to? We'll come back to that perhaps, but at this stage here, everything is bullish on a daily chart for the Dow. Just it has some stiff resistance up here inside of the NQ, which absolutely has the power to go ahead and move these markets higher. We can see that price on Friday was able to close above resistance. That resistance being the bottom of that TAS market profile. And what's taken place today is we have seen price, and last night when the NQ opened up, we've seen price test that resistance level, really confirming that at this stage of the game, it is support. So old resistance can become new support out here. So the key inside of the NQ is going to be the price point of 4508.07. As long as the NQ is able to close above that level, then you're looking at 4635.52. Now, what happens if the NQ closes below 4508.07? Not much. The NQ would actually have to close below, these are my calculations as of early this morning, 44.66. So 44.66, that is going to be lower. So 44.66 is the key level tonight. We're talking by 5:15 that the NQ would have to close below in order for it to suggest that, hey, the top is in, or a top may be in. Now, I'm not talking about top of all time or anything. I'm just saying until we see today a close below that 44.66 number, you just have sideways movement, retracement, just normal activity going on. And that's what the NQ is communicating to you and I. With regard to the ES Mini, if we were just to use that to gauge the future, what the markets want to do, then the ES Mini is saying to you and I that it wants to move up to 2095 and 3 ticks. 2095.75 out there. That is its resistance line, and it's really got nothing other than the mere fact that it's trading into, these most recent swing point highs. The real swing point that is of importance out here, I would have to say, is the day of December 2nd. Now, the reason I would say December 2nd is because it's both a bear sash, bearish engulfing, key reversal session. So you've really got three elements here of a reversal, and that says that it's high. Let's take a look at its high and its low. Is it traded into it? Yeah, it's trading into it right now. So to me, I'm not so concerned about these swing points here from December 29th and December 30th. Doesn't mean that I discount them, but it is the one here. This is the one that I'm paying, and this is not even the all-time swing point high out here, but it's the one that we want to watch, because if you close inside 2062, and you're trading at 2061 and a quarter right now, you close inside 2062, it's pretty much indicating to you and I, because I can't guarantee anything, but it's pretty much indicating to you and I that price wants to move into that 2095-ish type level, and that is on the ES Mini. If we switch over and take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ Composite, the Dow, get a feel for what the advanced decline oscillator is doing. The New York Stock Exchange is just slightly below zero. Right now, it is the only advanced decline oscillator of these three that has a below zero reading out here. Is that something for us to be concerned of? It is. However, as I turn over to my magical numbers out here, my magic formulas, it says that the New York Stock Exchange, well, It's doing it right now. Needs to close today below 10,216.47 to give us that topping type message. Oh, so subtle. But my take is the New York Stock Exchange on its own. I don't care if it represents a good portion of the U.S. and some top international marketplaces out here. We're going to need to see these other indices fail as well. And as I speak right now, NASDAQ Composite, no failure. Dow, no failure. We took a look at the daily equity futures contracts. We didn't see any kind of failures out here. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Until we see a failure, means the markets move higher or sideways. We'll be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Right now, we got the Dow trading down by about 24 points. S&P's off by 4. Had a request to go take a look at the IBB, the iShares NASDAQ Biotech ETF out here. It's trading at the price point of 273 and change out here. Here's what we can see. We're going to take a look at the daily chart. We'll take a look at the 240-minute chart out here. We can see really just been consolidating sideways since about the end of January out here. Now, made a low on the trading session of March 17th. There was a previous low out here that was made on the trading day of February 9th. Now, that low had 3.5 million shares. The most recent one from March 17th, that was a test on 2.8 million shares. Never actually got down and tested the bottom of that swing point, but you can see that price was moving into a swing point with light volume. The IBB finally got out of that swing point way on the trading day of March 29th. Again, light volume, 2.2 million shares. There's where you had a rejection of price and volume of a swing point. Now, over the last 4 trading sessions, that is including today, we can see that on Friday, price ran into resistance, so it's the top of its daily market profile. Today, it has gone ahead and it has moved higher. It's right into that zone where we had the top of the daily and we had the weekly point of control form. And that's right in the 271-ish type area. Now, you're trading at 273 right now. Is $2 a big difference? No, not necessarily. But as long as, as long as price closes above 271.18, that offers the promise for price to move all the way up to the top of that box. That would be one way to look at it. We can also look at retracement levels. Let's go see where the retracement levels are from the high that I'm grabbing here, December 29th, down to the low out here on February 9th. That says, hey, a natural move, a 0.382 retracement, a dead cat bounce ought to take it at 279. So if you're in this trade right now, there's nothing here that would indicate that IBB should do anything other than head up to the 279 level. Now, the 0.618 retracement, that's your more likely target as long as the market continues moving north here, and that price projection is 304. So it's really just above the weekly top of that box at the 302 level out here. That's what its message is communicating to you and I. Nice volume on Friday. Had fairly big volume on Friday. I don't know if that was from a rebalancing or what it was, but regardless, 3.6 million shares was going into 2 million shares from the trading session of March 7th. So everything looks pretty good right now. The request was to also take a look at the 4-hour time frame, the 240-minute chart out here. And in doing that, let's go ahead and turn a couple things off and a couple things on so we can get a different feel, different flavor. Let's turn the volume off. Let's go ahead and turn off the daily and weekly profiles out here. We don't need those. Let's just go ahead and turn on the 240-minute profiles. Let's go see what they are communicating to you and I. Okay, so now as we take a look at, we'll leave the retracement levels on here. Well, we'll try to. Maybe I won't right now. Yeah, I can. Okay, so if we take a look at the 240-minute chart out here, we can see that price is well above the last profile that formed out here, and that was at 262.84. So you're above the 240, you're above the daily, you're slightly above the weekly POC. It really is suggesting to us that the 279.70 mark becomes the next target, and that is inside of the IBB. I don't really see, what we would say would be a to B equals CD pattern. Well, you've got this one right here. I take that back. So on this time frame, here's your A point, here's your B point out here. I can't tell whether it's this or this. We'll go grab that. And certainly right here at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, I've got some intraday time frames out here. I don't want to change, because of the futures contracts, but that's okay. So you can see that what's occurred thus far inside the IBB is it has made. This is coming off of that swing point down here from about 8 o'clock on March the 17th. You can see a 1-to-1 0.272. A to B equals CD, but no bearish reversal signal. Nothing at this stage here to worry about inside of the IBB. I hope that helps our tiger or tigress. I don't know, because it's letter P inside the Tiger's Den out with what's going on inside of the IBB. Let's take a look at some of these equities out here that are moving to the upside and to the downside. Let's go take a look at upside first. Let's take a look at, hey, how about Edwards Life Sciences? I believe this, let me change this back. Oh, look at that move here. What was the news? So they came out with something. So it looks like some potential on a drug deal. But let's go back to a daily time frame out here. See what EW, Edward Life. So you had a nice gap up. This is a wide-ranging bar, big wide-ranging bar. Let's go ahead and turn the volume back on, see what this is doing volume-wise. You've got today's volume, boy, big volume in it today. So 6.7 million shares. Let's see, can we get a feel for where this is headed to? I don't even know if we can. Let me put this on a weekly. I believe this is up towards its all-time highs. It is. Yeah, so how about that? Now, the problem with an unlikely problem. Still one, though, that one would be paying attention to is with that huge gap up today, always offers the opportunity for island top reversal. So I would just note it on your chart or on your pad of paper and just keep looking at it from time to time to see if, in fact, this thing forms an island. Hey, on Friday, we had islands all over the place as the market was opening, the cash market at 9:30. But they evaporated one at a time, until basically they were all gone out there. So no island tops to worry about. No island tops, I believe, that can form inside any of the indices at this stage of the game out here. But Edwards Life Sciences, you got some nice volume to the upside. I think trying to figure out where this thing is headed to, no reason really to do that. Headed higher until we see some type of reversal formation. EW, by the way, is the ticker symbol. Let's look at Tesla. So Tesla out with their new model, such and such. I don't know which model it was, 3 or something like that. Let's go back to the daily chart out here. Collecting oodles and oodles of deposits, so that's a good thing. So let's go figure out where is this headed to. Now let's go ahead and turn off the 240-minute profiles. Let's go ahead and turn on the daily, then the weekly out here, and see what those have to say. So we're above resistance really across the board, daily and weekly. Okay, so that helps us. Let's go see what we're doing. So a big volume in this on Friday, 16 million shares. As it's moving up towards its most recent swing area, which is from back on September 21st, that has volume of 6 million shares. You've already done 9 million shares today. So the low of that swing, 255. The high is 271.57. Looks to me like that is a minimum. At a minimum, is where Tesla is headed to. It's got good volume in this thing, and if it can do that, why shouldn't it go ahead to the July 20th high out here? It only has 5 million shares out there, and that price point is 272 to 286.65. It does look like that is where Tesla is headed. Now, I don't know if that's all the way back up to its all-time highs. Real close. The all-time high was all the way back here in September of 2014. But that looks like that's where it's headed to. TSLA is the ticker symbol. So we get back from this break. Maybe if there's some things you want me to look at inside the Tiger's Den, you can go ahead and post those symbols for me. I don't see any email alerts here. So we'll continue looking at individual stocks, maybe some of the sectors inside the S&P 500, and anything else you mentally, telepathically send a message to me about. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 36, S&P down 5, on NASDAQ off 11 points. Let's continue taking a look at some individual stocks out here. We looked at Edward Life Science, Tesla. Let's go take a look at some stocks moving to the downside. Let's take a look at AutoZone. AZO up 13 bucks, about 1 7/10% out here. See if it's any big deal. See what kind of volume is behind the move out here. So far today, 143,000 shares. Now, this doesn't trade a tremendous number of shares. About 500,000 shares or so is probably about the average type of volume, 400,000 shares. So no pullback on any kind of major volume inside of AutoZone. Looks like this could pull back to let's see, 798.01. Where is it trading? So it is giving just real slight topping-ish type messages, but this thing has got support at certainly the 784, 772, 768-ish type range out here. So AutoZone doesn't look too shabby. Let me see what this thing actually did on a weekly basis as it's over swing points, get a feel for volume-wise what it has done. So with regard to swing points, there's the swing point out here for that it is dealing with. So here's the resistance area inside of AutoZone, sitting right here at 803 1/4. Now, the volume on that weekly session that began November 2nd was 1.3 million shares. And last week, it, is that right? 1.3 million shares. So even Steven with regard to the test. Now, it did close above 803.25. You're back down below it here today. But it's not as if you have a failure last week on price and volume inside this equity. It's just simply trading into resistance in the 803 1/4 range and support down around the 768 level. I have a request here to go take a look at light sweet crude. So let's go do that. We're taking a look at the June contracts trading out at 37.43. It's down 77 cents out here. Whoops. Let's actually not minimize the stock tool out here. Instead, let's go ahead and blow up the screen. There we go. So now we're taking a look at the this is a weekly chart. Let's go ahead and put this on a daily time frame. We're going to see the same results in essence, but let's put this on a daily time frame. And the question is, can I look at oil? Where is the buy? So the buy inside of oil, assuming that there is a buy out here, the first buy, the ultimate buy, is potentially at 33.21. Why do I say potentially? It's all going to depend on volume as to how it approaches that level. Because if it's moving down with volume, and we'll take a look at the USO maybe. Let's do that here. Whoa, look where my volume levels went. I said this was Magic Monday. I have no idea how in the heck that happened. Let me try this. There we go. Magic Monday takes it all the way back down to the bottom. But I'll put up USO here real quickly so we can look at those swing points and volumes out here. Because the contract levels I get aren't aren't going to do it. They're not cutting it for me at this stage here. So the volume levels matrices I'm looking at 95 million shares back on February 11th. So if inside the USO, as it's pulling back in those areas, it's pulling back with volume equal to or greater than that, says that what light sweet crude is going to go do is go test the bottom of that swing point out there from January 20th, and that would be in the 30.79 to 32.55 type range out there. Now, is there some other areas? Well, yes, there is. For example, today, if there was to be some type of substantial rebound, if you were to see it close above $40.44 near 37.45, I'd say then the buy was right now. But I am not saying that. I'm saying that to suggest that gold, not silver either, black tea, Texas gold out there, right? Texas tea out there, that it would be heading. Let's just step back here for a second. Light sweet crude at this stage here, all indications are that it's going to move lower. The only other spots that we would take a look at as to where light sweet crude would pull back to is retracement levels. And if we take a look at those, I'm just simply I'm trying to come off of the swing point here. We'll look at two of them, February 3rd, up to this high out here on March 18th, Danny. And so this says 36.33 is perhaps the next level. Then you got 34.47 would be the level after that. And then you've got 33.21. So the answer is, when is it that possibly light sweet crude would form a bottom? Well, it wouldn't be until at least the first bullish reversal candle shows up. That's how you would know that there is the potential that that light sweet crude has formed a bottom. What I would be doing here is I would be looking for some type of intraday pattern to give us a feel as to where price is going. Now, there's an A to B equals CD out here that I can visually see. Some that aren't that familiar with the pattern might say, well, why'd you pick that? That's what I think. If we even go to an intraday chart, this is what it would show. And that would be the A point out here on March the 18th, your B point down here on March 24th, your C point the very next day. And you can see right now we're below the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD out here. So we're in that stage where not until we get to a what this could be doing here is setting up your Gartley buy pattern. That's really what it is that you want to be looking for. So if light sweet crude put in a major bottom back here on February 11th, as it made its run up into the $43 level, then what you're looking for is some type of A to B equals CD to the downside, which we can see is in place as we speak right now. How will we know if this turns into a Gartley buy? It's really simple. It will only turn into a Gartley buy pattern if we see a bullish reversal signal. So I would say, Danny, the next place to be looking is right around that 36.33 level. That is on light sweet crude. Hope that helps you out. I mentioned gold. I mentioned silver. You folks know, I think all of you listeners know my thoughts on that. And I will tell you, I have even more conviction that gold is going lower. Even more conviction. And it's pretty hard to not say I didn't have any conviction here for the last couple of weeks, right? It's been at least 2 weeks. Now, we've seen gold come off of its highs. So, I called that as gold came off of its highs, and gold's headed lower. If we take a look at Goldilocks, just really trading into a couple levels, a number of levels of resistance out here. The key levels to be watching inside of Goldilocks today, tomorrow, is going to be the bottom of its TAS market profile at 12.14. It closed below 12.14. The next level of potential support becomes that 11.98 area. After 11.98 fails, that's when my presumption is that gold will really get rolling to the downside, because gold will have trapped like rats, like nasty little rats out there. It will have trapped people since February 11th who have bought into the fact that there's no pullbacks in the market and bought up at these highs out here. So from February 11th, today we are at April 4th out here. That is a lot of people that have bought into Goldilocks up at these highs. And their sphincter muscle is going to get mighty tight as you see Goldilocks get below the 11.98 range out there. No different feeling in the case of silver as well. Now, what I am also saying is that, hey, let's also presume that the move up on gold was real, and that the bottom that was put in here back on the trading day of December 3rd, that was a major bottoming factor out here. Just like you and I looked at in the case of light sweet crude, what we'd be looking at is a potential Gartley buy. So isn't the question, where would that fall? I believe it is. So let's go look at it when we get back from this breakout here. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
If you're looking to discover a new financial resource and diversify your financial portfolio, consider the new Market Safe Commodity Solution CD from Everbank. This 5-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 8 equally weighted commodities, including WTI crude oil, gold, silver, copper, nickel, soybeans, corn, and sugar, in one powerful CD. With annual pricing caps of 70% per component, you could earn up to 70% upside payment at maturity if the commodities increase in value across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this indexed CD. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this financial resource designed to grow with the times. The April 14th funding deadline is quickly approaching, so hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the 3 hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking about gold. We're taking a look at potential Gartley buy patterns that may be forming. If you're watching us on TigerTV, the chart that you're looking at, we'll go back to that. But I thought I would go ahead and pull this up for you just so you can understand. Gold is not just priced in dollars. It is when we take a look at the way that it's being priced inside the New York Stock Exchange. If we take a look at gold priced in other currencies, right? If you're in Japan and you're going to buy an ounce of gold, you're going to do a conversion, right? A gold, that's the top portion of my chart. So we can see the so-called major bottom that formed inside of Goldilocks back in December. In some of the other currency pairs, it was just a tad later. But we can see that the trend line, the very top portion of the chart out here, happens to be gold priced in Japanese yen. broke through that trend line. It's headed lower. Take a look at the next chart there, gold priced in euros. Now, gold priced in euros, larger market, perhaps larger market than priced in Japanese yen. But nonetheless, gold priced in euros has broken through its trend line. Go take a step further. You've got a lot of gold mines in South Africa, obviously. Gold priced in the South African rand, busted through a level of support. Take a look at, now we've got gold priced in dollars. Gold priced in dollars, the only one at this stage here that has not broken through its trend line. But that's certainly going to be an area you're going to want to notate on your chart as price moves back to that area. And then when it breaks through that area, maybe that's when Humpty Dumpty set on the fall, and we'll have a great fall. If you take a look at gold priced in Australian dollars out here, you can see how that has broken through its trend line. If you take a look at gold priced in Chinese yuan out here, the RMB, that's the very bottom portion of my chart. You can see how price has broken through the trend line out there. So that's what gold is doing in multiple currencies. If we come back and let's just see that my all my indicators, everything that I use is correct and accurate in that it's forecasting to move lower inside gold. What we would want to be looking for is some type of potential Gartley buy pattern. Now, there is a Gartley pattern that formed out here, and that requires only one thing. It requires an A to B equals CD pattern. In this case here, a market that moves higher, you're looking as to where is it that you buy in on that first A to B equals CD pattern. Well, if we were to take a look at that, your A point out here is from March 11th. That's your first one. Your B point is from March 15th. Your C point is a retracement up into March 17th. You can see that a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD formed right here on March the 28th. And then you had March 29th. That was Janet Yellen luncheon day, right? Janet Yellen luncheon day. You saw gold move higher. You saw silver move higher. It was nothing more than a counter trend rally in a metal that is heading lower out here. Now, the beauty about gold priced in U.S. dollars, it has not even made a 0.382 retracement out there. At the 0.382 retracement, you've got that 1195 level, right? 1198 happens to be where we saw that breakout occur on February 11th. So what this says to me, we've already got, an A to B equals CD pattern established. You could make this a larger A to B equals CD. You would do that by using the same A point out here of our lightning bolt. The B point would be right down here on March 28th, and the C point, that retracement into March the 30th. This is more likely the A to B equals CD pattern that is going on inside of gold. So key levels to be watching. You've got 1207.70, then 1198, then 1195.90. You get below that, then you're looking at a run to about the 1139 area, and that is where you want to be looking at potentially coming back into the market on Goldilocks and perhaps backing up the truck. But you're going to have to go ahead and, as I am, we're going to really have to be watching what happens as gold is moving down there. Volume will be one of the aspects, but there will be others as well. Hey, folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for our man David White. He'll be up next, and then we've got the Tom O'Brien Show from 3 to 5. So have a magical, a marvelous, a magnificent Monday. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.